chairman of Karnataka Bank, our most beloved Sri Jairam Bhatt sir, and all dignitaries and members of Mangalore Productivity Council. Good evening to all of you. It is my proud privilege to address regarding union budget in especially this Mangalore Productivity Council forum, because I have been conducting this budget speech in this Mangalore Productivity Council, I think nearly more than 8 to 10 years now, continuously. Thanks to our leader Ram Rao and his entire team for giving me the opportunity to conduct this budget speech.
For another 10 years also you will.
What is the speciality of this budget? Before coming to all these analyses, the speciality in this budget is when there is a inflationary situation across the globe. Almost all the countries, they have double-digit inflation. Most of the countries have double-digit inflation and negative GDP or low GDP and geopolitical issue, that is Russia-Ukraine war, and all other uncertainty across the globe, recessionary situation. This budget has been presented extremely well. Really, we should applaud our Prime Minister Narendra Modi and our FM Nirmala Sitharaman for presenting this fantastic budget. In spite of all these odds, how one can achieve the growth of 7% for the financial year 23 and 6 to 6.8%, that is 6.5% GDP in the ensuing year, that is FY24. This budget, we can give a lot of nomenclature, that is, it is a growth oriented budget, it is inclusive budget, that means it has touched the last mile, even our Sapta Rishi, that is 7 pillars of the budget, it is explained properly. 7 pillars of the budget, last mile delivery, reaching the unreached, the last person also. So it has covered even super rich class as well as the poor of the poorest class. That is the beauty in this budget, and it is a green budget. The initiatives have been announced because of this global climate change and global warming situation. People are concerned about green budget. So we should applaud Government of India for presenting this green budget at this situation also. Really, it is really appreciable. And one shift, major shift in this budget is, earlier the boost was given for saving based economy, that is savings. But in this budget, the shift was given from saving based economy to spending based economy. Maybe because now domestic demand, increasing domestic demand is a need of the hour now. We call Atmanirbhar Bharat. Lot of imports we cut, including in defense equipments. We have been seeing every day what is the progress. Many defense equipments also we are preparing in India itself. Earlier we used to import. That is also thrust has been given for Nirbhar. Then this budget has covered all the aspects. See, agriculture and MSME, they are the two eyes of our economy. Agriculture contributes nearly 20% of GDP of our country, and MSMEs, they contribute nearly 30% GDP of our country. Nearly 50% contribution comes from agriculture and MSMEs. So trust has been given for both the sectors, especially agriculture, organic farming. Lot of what is not there, it is easy to say. What is there? It is really exhaustive list. We should be very proud that during this odd time also, that means as I already mentioned, in spite of recession everywhere, we could present really excellent budget across the globe. All the countries, they have watched on India. People now, you must be knowing Hindenburg that report on Adani. I don't know what is the strength and weakness in that report, but to defame India, many people are trying very hard, because we are growing and growing. In spite of, as I told, negative growth everywhere, how can we achieve growth? There is a miracle, we can say. So these are all because of initiatives, long range initiatives, not today and tomorrow, next 5 years, next 10 years, next 30 years. How India should be, as it is mentioned, Amrit Kal. What is Amrit Kal? Next 25 years is considered as Amrit Kal. From 75 years of independence just we have completed. Now we are going towards Amrit Kal. In this Amrit Kal, this is the first budget of the Amrit Kal. The vision, how this is presented, we can definitely, there is a clarity in the vision of our Prime Minister and his team. Really hats off to that. I am not praising just because of that. There are some hits, there are some misses also in the budget, but most are hits only. Tomorrow in our Business Tonic 205th episode, our topic is, last episode we have conducted union budget analysis with the experts. Then we extended 1.5 hours itself in TV show. It is a big, what we can tell that it is a lengthy time. But in spite of that, we could extend 30 more minutes, 2 hours analysis we did. This week we are going to discuss about hits and misses of Union Budget 2023 tomorrow. So, with this short introduction, I would like to continue. Before continuing, I have written only 4 chutukus on this budget, because before starting any serious subject, we should have a lighter note, we should take it. That's why. ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಸೀತಾರಾಮನ್ ಅವರ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಯ ಕಠಿಣ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ, ಅದುವೇ ಭಾರತದ ಪ್ರಗತಿಗೆ ಆಧಾರ. ಹರಿದಿದೆ 45 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೋಟಿಯ ಮಹಾಪೂರ, ಆಗಲಿದೆ ಭಾರತ ಅಮೃತ ಕಾಲದಿ ಆತ್ಮನಿರ್ಭರ. ಕೃಷಿಯೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಗೆ ಮಂದಾರ, ಎಂಎಸ್ಎಂಇಗಳು GDP ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯ ಸರದಾರ. 80 ಕೋಟಿ ಭಾರತೀಯರಿಗೆ ಉಚಿತ ಪಡಿತರ ಆಹಾರ, ದುಬಾರಿ ಆಗಲಿದೆ ಬೆಳ್ಳಿ ಬಂಗಾರ. ವಿದೇಶ ಪ್ರಯಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ತೆರಿಗೆಯ ಪ್ರಹಾರ, G20 ಶೃಂಗಸಭೆಯ ನಾಯಕತ್ವದ ಹಾರ, ಆಗಲಿದೆ ಭಾರತ ವಿಶ್ವಗುರು ಸ್ವಪ್ನದ ಸಾಕಾರ. ಇನ್ನು ಚುಟುಕು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡುವ. Normally, any budget, earlier people used to always see newspaper. ಯಾವ ಐಟಮಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ರೇಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ಯಾವ ಐಟಮಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ರೇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್, ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಂತ. Now this government since 2014 they have delinked budget with petroleum prices. It is market driven now. So no question of any petroleum products increase or reduce, one thing. Second thing is, since 2016-17, earlier there were two budgets, railway budgets and general budget. Since 2016-17, it has been merged into only one budget, that is only one general budget. In this budget, we always talk about what is the estimated receipts and what is the estimated expenditure. Normally surplus budget very difficult to present because we have to take care of all the sections of the people. So normally it is a fiscal deficit only, but this fiscal deficit, because of COVID times it was very high. The same has been reduced to 6.9% last year, 6.4% this year, and next year the fiscal deficit estimated is only 5.9%, and by 25-26 the target is to reduce the fiscal deficit to 4.5%. What is the aftermath effect of this fiscal deficit? Normally what happens, when the expenditure is more than the income, then government has to resort to borrowings. Now you might have seen for the last 1 year, repo rate has been increased by 250 basis points, including this 8th Feb monetary policy, 25 basis points has been increased. It was expected because the Fed has increased the rate by 25 basis points. Otherwise, the FIIs, for them, US will be the most bonded destination for investment. So we have also increased the repo rate by 250 basis points over the last 1 year. So this February 8th budget, why this repo has been increased? Because ಮಳೆ ನಿಂತರೂ ಮಳೆಯ ಹನಿ ನಿಲ್ಲದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So recession is not over. There is still possibility of further recessionary situation across the globe. That's why the growth has been projected from 6% to 6.8%, average 6.5%, but RBI has still reduced on conservative basis 6.4% as GDP of the next year. So they have given the reasons also why the repo rate has been increased. So definitely with inflation, now it has come down, but their intention is to bring down the inflation also to 4.5%. See how this 6.5% fiscal deficit is arrived. See, next year the nominal GDP is estimated at 11%. What is real GDP and nominal GDP? Nominal GDP minus inflation rate, that is 4.5%, that will be the real GDP. So we should measure the economy's progress in terms of real GDP than nominal GDP. You are all aware, when inflation rate is more than the interest rate, definitely your capital will get eroded. So that should be the situation where interest rate should be little bit more than the inflation rate. So now the inflation rate is 5.5. It may come down also, but interest rates now it is repo is 6.5. Okay, now interest rate in bank around 7.7 to 7.5%. So definitely there is no erosion of capital. So that one thing is appreciated. So that is the reason repo rate is also increased to contain inflation, and at least those who invest and live their livelihood on the basis of pension and interest income, for them this repo rate increase will definitely be advantageous. Of course, this repo rate increase is to some extent hinder the growth also, because when the repo rate is increased, cost of funds for MSMEs that will increase. Cost of funds for corporates that will increase. Then for auto loans, housing loans, all these EMIs will be costly. Then purchasing power of the people will little bit reduce. When purchasing power of the people will little bit reduce, then definitely demand will also little bit come down. So it is like a balancing act, inflation and growth. It is like a balancing act. So our finance minister has been balancing properly so far. Let us see in future also this trend will continue. Now let us come to first slide. See, what is the size of this budget? See, in last budget it is 39.45 crores, 5 lakh crores. This year it is 45.03 lakh crore. That means nearly 14% increase in the budgetary expenditure when compared to last year. One good move is tax collection. The gross tax collection is 33.61 lakh crore. You are all aware, income tax collection during the current year 11 to 12% more than that the budgeted one. That is a good move. Then GST, there was a record GST collection of 1.64 lakh crore, and now on an average we can see that 1.40 lakh crore and above. It may come around 1.50 lakh crore. So that is also good move. Then market borrowing 15.43 lakh crore. Of course, this market borrowing is not a good sign, but if the market borrowing is used for the purpose of capex, then there will be cascading effect. Cascading effect means if you make borrowing just for revenue expenditure or giving subsidies, there will not be any benefit. So if you spend on infra, then if you invest 1 lakh, you will have the benefit of 5 lakhs over a period of time. So that is the beauty in spending in capex. In this budget, the thirst has been given for infra spending 10 lakh crores. Last budget it was 7.5 lakhs crores, but it has been enhanced to 10 lakh crores during the current year, excluding private capex. That is only government capex. Private capex, if you add, it will be much more. Because when there is a surplus in the hands of corporates, when corporates extremely do well, definitely they will try to increase the installed capacity. They will go for further expenditure. This will all add to the increase in capex. So that is the private capex. Disinvestment. There is a dismal performance in disinvestment. We are all aware LIC IPO should not get clicked, and BPCL, IDBI, lot of they are still, it is a wait and watch move. Now because of this Adani's incident, So again they have to postpone only. So it was more than 1,20,000 crore was earlier planned. That was reduced to 70,000 crore. Then now, including dividend and investment, together 61,000 crore. It may be less than 51,000 crore disinvestment. That also very difficult to achieve. So I don't know how it will be made good. But definitely, the good side is that taxation front, as I already mentioned, both direct and indirect taxes, above the estimation, we could get collection. So that's why our fiscal deficit is not hit so much adversely. So that is the beauty in this. This because of borrowings, as I have mentioned, if the borrowing for the purpose of investment in capex, then this borrowing is okay. When compared to debt to GDP ratio of various countries, India is still on better front. It is around 80%. The debt to GDP ratio of India. US, it is more than 120%. Japan, it is more than 200%. Even many developed countries, it is more than 150%. That way, our debt to GDP ratio still better. But because of increase in this interest, definitely that outgoing will be there. Interest on this borrowing is a matter of concern. Then, how that budget, how we receive money and how we spend money, that we need to first see how rupee comes from. Here, 15% of our total receipts, budgetary receipts, it comes from income tax. It's a good move. Then union excise duty is only 7% because most of the cases there is no excise duty now. So it has been merged with the GST. Then corporate taxes, it is 15%. Then goods and services tax, that is 17%. Then borrowing and other liabilities, it is a matter of concern. It is nearly 34%. Then non-tax receipts only 6%, non-debt capital receipts 2%, and customs only 4%. So this is how our total receipts. The major portion is for borrowing, that is a matter of concern. As the tax collection increases, this borrowing will reduce. So that is the thing. Then how this expenditure will be there? Budget and expenditure. So indirect, that is interest payment, that is a matter of concern. Over the past many years I have been saying this. 20% of the amount goes to payment of interest only. For that, no growth and there will not be any benefit out of this, but it is a matter of concern. Then centrally sponsored schemes, that is 9%. Subsidies. This year, people were under the impression that this is the last budget, complete budget of Modi 2.0 government. Because next year, if the election comes in May 2024, they cannot present full-fledged budget. There may be only vote on account can be presented. People were under the impression that now 9 states election will be there, next year election will be there. They may present most populist budget. But we should congratulate that they have not heeded to any of such things. So, ದಿಟ್ಟ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನೋಡಿ ಹಾಗೆ. Then defense, definitely we have surrounded by Shatrus and Hitashatrus, India. That is Pakistan, your Nepal, your China. Nepal, China, they act like a friend, but actually they are Hitashatrus. Pakistan, definitely they are in trouble. But naturally, we have to increase our defense also expenditure. Then central sector schemes, so that is 17%. Then finance commission and other transfers. State share of taxes and duties 18%. Other expenditure 8%. Pension only 4%. It is not only, because the problem is now the shift is from old system of pension to NPS scheme. But many state governments again, because of the pressure from these government employees, they are trying to introduce old scheme that is very dangerous for the exchequer and economy. NPS, if they do properly, that will take care of the pension. So this is our income and expenditure, or that projected P&L account of our country, from where it comes and where it goes. Then Saptarushis, 7 pillars in this budget. So why these 7 pillars, that is Saptarushis they call during Amrit Kal. So each and every pillar is really what we can say that will definitely take long way for the development of our economy. One is inclusive development. As I already mentioned, all types of people, they are covered under this budget, inclusive development. Then reaching the last mile. As I have told, reach the unreached. So poor of the poorest person, last mile delivery, that is the beauty in this budget. Infrastructure and investment, as I mentioned, 10 lakh crore rupees, roads, railways, ports, airports, and many more infra, even in the field of energy, in the field of agriculture, and all these investment. Then unleashing the potential, wherever that potentiality is not tapped, they are going to tap in this. Even I have already told about green budget also. Lot of areas are covered in this budget. Then green growth. See, any growth, if there is no what we can say green initiative is not there, then the growth will be detrimental. You might have seen now this year vehicle scrapping policy, 15 lakh vehicles of central and state government initially, more than 15-year-old vehicle they are going to scrap. Then second phase, public and private vehicles also they are going to do. Then youth power, because nowadays the problem is most of the youth, they are not employed or they are underemployed. Most of their time is going for social media and many more things. So if we utilize the youth to fullest extent, definitely our GDP will automatically show progress. Then financial sector reforms. There are many reforms, we will cover it. What are the financial sector reforms also? These are the 7 pillars of our budget. Next. Agriculture and cooperation. Cooperation means cooperative sector. So now, as I already mentioned, agriculture and MSMEs, they are the 2 eyes of our economy. 20%, nearly 20% that GDP comes from agriculture. Maximum employment generation is from agriculture, and rural economy boost is on the basis of agriculture. We should be very proud that India is self-sufficient for the last several years, that we could produce so much food grain, that is nearly 320 crores metric tons food production. It is a record food production we could do. Next slide it is there. Okay, no problem. No problem. You can see. So food production. So that is the record food production, and constantly there is a growth of, even during COVID times when other sectors were showing negative growth, agriculture was the only sector, it was showing 3.5% growth. Now also there is a growth of around 3.5% in agriculture sector. Now this agriculture sector also we want to make more what we can say that technology will be introduced in agriculture sector. Then lot of cluster based and value chain approach. Because of that also our productivity will increase. Then when the agricultural producers, the main problem in India is when agricultural produce, tomato ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 2 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ತಾರೆ, ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಸಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Same tomato during off season we buy at 100 rupees, 200 rupees per kg. For that, this cold storage and warehousing, all these infrastructure also initiatives have been given. Now, regarding millet, Siridhanya, International Year of Millet. So, actually, millet ಅಂದರೆ ಬಡವರ ಒಂದು ಆಹಾರ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಇತ್ತು. Now, millet is most healthy product. Across the globe, our Prime Minister has succeeded in making this year International Year of Millet. Sri Anna, that is the project. In Hyderabad, they are going to set up separate institute for that millet. Definitely that will add a lot of values to our agriculture. Then PM Matsya Sampada Yojana. Now, earlier agriculture means it was sheer cultivation. Now agriculture, they have brought animal husbandry. Of course, for bank credit they have brought earlier, but for this agriculture they have brought animal husbandry, then dairy, even fisheries within the ambit of agriculture. Now Kisan credit card also they are giving not only for farmers but also for animal husbandry, dairy, as well as for fisheries. For them also they are giving Kisan credit card. Almost all the people, those who know, they know Kisan credit card up to 3 lakhs, above 3 lakhs, and up to 1.6 lakhs without any check. All this, and in Karnataka, if you borrow through cooperative banks, and up to 3 lakhs, 0% interest. So government will take care of that. So that is the beauty. So now, along with the cultivation, animal husbandry, fisheries, and dairy, that also has been brought under the ambit of agriculture. Now 20 lakh crore is the target for credit. Last time it was 18.5 lakh crore was the target for credit. Now horticulture, this time India is the largest producer of horticulture crops. To make it more value added, to make horticulture plants disease free, they have declared around 2,200 crore for this Atmanirbhar Clean Plant program. That how it will they are going to implement, we have to wait to see, but whatever they have announced earlier, they have been implementing properly. Then another thing is this PACS, Primary Agriculture Cooperative Societies. They are digitizing all these primary agricultural cooperative societies, and they are making this primary agricultural cooperative society into multi-purpose cooperative societies, so that all the activities can be conducted in one place. So cooperative movement, they have given trust. So you are all aware, in almost all the villages, cooperative societies, they are in existence, and they are the lifeline of these farmers and rural development. They are going to strengthen these all PACs, Primary Agricultural Cooperative Societies and Primary Agricultural and Rural Development Bank. They are going to digitize all these societies and banks. And many other announcements have been made. I will come to that next. Health education and skilling. So we are all aware earlier, since 2014, 157 medical colleges have been given permission. Now all these medical colleges, India's nurses, they are very well recognized across the globe. So when 157 nursing colleges will be set up this year, definitely 157 into number of students, maybe 100, 200 if you take. So lakhs of these nursing students will come out, and for our domestic purpose also, even for abroad they can go, and most of these nurses are all ladies, women. So ultimately it is women empowerment also. Next, of course there are many other things which I don't want to cover about this now. Education also, as I have told that education, now after introduction of this new education policy, lot of changes they are bringing, because skilling of our youth, that is a major challenge now, because many people are not they are not employed, not because they don't have any employment, but because they are not employable. To make them employable, skill development or skill training, National Skill Development Corporation, they have been doing this, but now trust is given for this budget also. Then apprenticeship also for many of the students in various organizations, with the stipend will be given by the central government. Then automatically skill will also increase, they will get apprenticeship job also, and they are immediately employable. That is the beauty. Then lot of this teacher appointment, that, this and all, I don't want to cover that. Next, reaching the last mile. So reaching the last mile, that is the tribal. As I already told that tribal, this 38,000 teachers they are going to be appointed. 15,000 crore is earmarked. Ekalavya schools. Definitely we are in our South Canara, Udupi and all, we don't have any such problem education. But in northeastern states and all, there are a lot of issues for educational this. So that's why it is all, I think, residential schools where they are giving free food, clothing as well as education, and residential facility also they are going to do with the hostel. Then okay, next, infrastructure and investment. So this infrastructure and investment, as I already mentioned, it is 33% increase than previous year. Last year it was 7.5 lakh crore. This year it has been enhanced to 10 lakh crore. Even Karnataka also, what we got, we already, today's newspaper, our Tejasvi Surya speech, if you see, all these, what are all things we got for railway, how much, road, how much, and Bhadra Meldande Yojana, that is in irrigation also, 5,200 crores. All these they are going to spend for infrastructure. Then road also expansion is going on. Then 50 years interest-free loan for state governments. That is not for giving subsidy or freebies. It is also for infrastructure development. Last year it was 1 lakh crore. Now this year it has been enhanced to 1.30 lakh crore to state government for infra spending. That is also included in this. Then definitely that infrastructure will definitely boost or spur the growth, because the demand for materials, steel, cement and all construction material will increase. Demand for urban employment will also increase. If it is rural area, rural employment will also increase. We must have seen now unemployment rate from 20%, it has come down to around only 7% now. So that is the beauty of our infrastructure investment. Next. Railways. So now earlier, as I already told, we used to talk about only separate railway budget. But now railways, Vande Bharat Express we might have seen, doubling these railway lines in many areas, then electrification of railways, then modernizing these railway stations. But when compared to these all announcements, most of these things will go to North India. But here, if you see some railway stations, Kankanadi, Surathkal, and other railway stations, we even there is no roof for some areas. I don't know. Here, our local member of parliament and local our politicians should take up this matter. Bangalore railway line doubling, Konkan railway doubling, all these things they should declare, because see Kerala entire portion now two lines, but here Konkan railways, that is the lifeline of our entire coastal belt. Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra, Goa, all these Konkan region, but still it is single line. So that is a matter of concern. I think in next, at least after next budgets, the next forthcoming budget it may happen. Then cities, we have seen all that smart cities and all. So a lot of development has been done for smart cities also. Next, infrastructure. Next please. Green growth. As I already mentioned, National Hydrogen Mission, that is for hydrogen production capacity of 5 metric million tons by 2030. That is the plan, 19,700 crores. That is hydrogen production. So that is definitely green initiative. Instead of coal-based electricity, hydrogen electricity, that will also even that will give us more boost. Then energy transition and zero what you can say defect, all these things they have mentioned about this. Then renewable energy, that also they are giving more push. Then 500 watts, that is plants to be installed. Pranam scheme, that is PM Pranam scheme, as I already told, it is a organic cultivation. So the main problem now is because of this fertilizer, use of fertilizer and pesticides, most of our soils, they are getting decayed year by year. So that fertility of the land is coming down. We have done one program in our business tonic, stop soil salination, boost soil productivity. That program also we have done on World Soil Day. We have done the program. Many lakhs of acres of land, they have become infertile. They are not fit for cultivation. That is the situation. If you use more and more this fertilizer, this is the issue. That's why they are shifting. Of course, they have made this urea and all, that Bev Mishrit urea and all. But still, organic cultivation, if they shift their focus, definitely there will be what we can say, fertility of the land will improve. Next. Youth power. So that I already mentioned that in gist, that Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, that is, so they are going to train most of the youth in these areas, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, robotics, drones and mechanotrics and other soft skills. Then they are going to install 30 Skill India International centers. Then because of that direct benefit transfer by way of stipend for the youth, 47 lakhs youths in next 3 years. That will also skill these youth and they will be employable soon after their apprenticeship courses also. Then a lot of other initiatives have also been taken. Next. Financial sector also, a lot of reforms have been done, especially MSME sector, to make availability of easy credit to MSME sector. Now, agri sector, easy availability of credit flow is there, but whatever easy availability of credit to agri sector, same is not there in MSME sector. We have credit guarantee scheme where banks lend to MSME sector up to 2 crores without any collateral security under credit guarantee scheme. So credit guarantee trust for micro and small enterprises, it will insure the risk of this loan. Even after this 2020, MSME definition has been widened. Because the MSME definition has been widened, so almost all the activities, they are coming under the purview of MSME sector except real estate sector and shares and stock market transaction. Except these two, almost all activities they are coming under MSME sector subject to that definition of MSME. So that is a good move. Then they have brought hybrid security scheme also. Hybrid security scheme means, suppose if we borrow 2 crores under CGTMSE scheme, if your requirement is still more, then the balance amount you can give collateral and hybrid security. 2 crores can be covered under this credit guarantee and remaining can be covered under security also. Or if you have two types of loan, term loan and working capital. One type of loan you can cover under security, another type of loan also you can cover under credit guarantee scheme. It is a beauty. And even PMEGP scheme, Prime Minister Employment Generation Scheme also, they have revised that ceiling with effect from 1st June. The earlier 25 lakhs limit was there for manufacturing sector, that has been doubled to 50 lakhs with only 5% margin for special entrepreneurs and 10% margin for general entrepreneurs, and subsidy up to 35% in rural area and 25% in urban area. And traders and service sector, the earlier limit was only 10 lakhs, that has been revised to 20 lakhs. Under extended PMEGP scheme, if any beneficiary borrows loan under PMEGP scheme, on successful completion of 3 years with satisfactory track record, they can again extend that in case of manufacturing sector up to 1 crore with 15% subsidy, and for service or traders up to 25 lakhs. This has already been mentioned. Now this year 9,000 crores has been earmarked for additional collateral fee guaranteed credit of rupees 2 lakh crore. Somebody asked me, see, when CGTMSE scheme loans are given, the guarantee premium is borne by bank or customer. No, see, general insurance, we are insuring our car, we are insuring our asset. Who is going to bear the premium? We have to bear. Mediclaim, who is going to bear the premium? We. Life insurance, who is going to bear the premium? Ourselves. Like that, here also it is nothing but credit guarantee scheme means it is insuring the loan. But some category of entrepreneurs, some portion, they are giving concessional credit guarantee fees. For that remaining amount, that will be utilized here. Because of this, there may be additional 2 lakh crore amount they can lend in MSME sector without collateral free loans. That's the beauty of this scheme. We are all aware, during this COVID times there are another beautiful scheme, that is GECL, Guaranteed Emergency Credit Line Scheme, up to 31st March 23. That scheme is still there. 1, 2, 3 and hospitality sector 20 plus 20, other sector 20 plus 10, 30% they have given with 2 years moratorium and on soft terms without any processing fees and other things. That was also made available. That is National Guarantee Trust for, this is not CGTMSE, another trust is there. Under that trust they have covered these loans, that is government guarantee only. Okay, next slide. investment, reinvestment and insurance. See, one thing you should be aware now. See, super rich class, the rate of surcharge, earlier it was 37% above 5 crore income. That means effective rate was as high as 42.4%. The surcharge has been reduced to 25% now, so that the maximum rate of tax now is only 39%. That is only for new regime. Those who are opting new regime. For those who are opting old regime, it is not there. So now, as I have already told, we are shifting from saving based economy to spending based economy. So insurance. Now most of the insurance companies, what they do, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 7% ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ನಿಮಗೆ 7% ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿಡ್ another 30 years we will give writing in bond, because next that rate of interest will come down to 2, 3, 1%. That time you will get 7%, and when you get the money it is tax free. FM told insurance is no more investment. Insurance is only, it is a risk shielding product. It is only shielding risk, it is not an investment. So what happened? Most of the bank deposits, they got diverted to insurance company. But when you put money in insurance company, then there is no liquidity in that. Then in most of the cases, if you don't pay the premium regularly, then also whatever you paid is also foregone. Lot of issues are there. Emergency time to get loan also, lot of issues are there. It is not as friendly as our banking products. So that's why, to curb this, direct insurance, for term insurance there are no issues. Any insurance premium paid up to rupees 5 lakhs per annum in the aggregate, not in one insurance company, in the aggregate per annum, if it is up to 5 lakhs, at the time of maturity whatever you get is tax free. That is first with effect from 1st April 23. Iga February and March it is a suggi kala for all insurance companies. From April is a tax, now you invest, like that they are saying now. So ULIP, anyhow 2.5 lakhs basic exemption has been given. In excess of 2.5 lakhs it is taxable. Of course it is taxable as like a long term capital gain, only 10% at the time of maturity. That means altogether 5 lakhs other premium and 2.5 lakhs ULIP, 7.5 lakhs per annum. It is, if you invest in insurance, per annum premium up to 7.5 lakhs with effect on 1st April 23. So at the time of maturity whatever you get is, it is tax free. But in excess of 5 lakhs if you invest, and ULIP in excess of 2.5 lakhs, that has been introduced with effect from 1st April 21 itself, then the difference between the amount of premium you have paid and the amount of maturity proceeds which you are receiving, the difference is taxable. It is not taxable only when on death. If there is a death, when the amount is paid to the nominee, then it is not taxable, because it is a pure, it is acting as an insurance. Then capital gain, one change is there for super rich class. See, what happens is, capital gain under section 54F, if you sell the house property or if you sell any capital asset and invest in another house property, that has been still liberalized. Invest in 2 house properties now, not 1. Then under section 54F, whatever capital gain in case of sale of house, whatever capital receipts on the sale of, that is consideration, net consideration in case of other assets. If you invest in new asset, then entire amount is exempted. But many people, what they used to do, existing property, make indexation. 2001 indexation is 100, now it is 337 index. Up to that indexation it is not taxable. Then whatever excess comes, that only will be taxable. On that amount, they will invest in another house, 40 crore house, 50 crore house, 100 crore house. Even abroad, buying house property in abroad, that was not mentioned in India and all. Now, that is a curb now, only 10 crores is exempted when you invest in another house property. In excess of 10 crore, it is taxable under the long term or short term capital asset as per the period of holding, 2 years or more or less than 2 years. Clear? So, next, whatever affecting our this only I will talk. There are many other things that I don't want to cover now. Now, senior citizens. Many people say, what is there for senior citizen? Senior citizens deposit scheme is that. That is only up to 15 lakhs. You can deposit under senior citizen deposit scheme. What is the present rate of interest? 7.5. That has been enhanced to 8% with effect from 1st January 2023. Now, that limit of 15 lakhs, they have doubled to 30 lakhs at 8%. Those who have not done, you can do now also up to 30 lakhs. But one thing is, lock-in period is 5 years. Senior citizen deposit scheme. Whatever interest, monthly, quarterly or half yearly or yearly, you can give the mandate, it will come to your account, it is taxable. But at the time of investment, each year, if you take under old regime, 1.5 lakh ATC, that is also available for senior citizen deposit scheme under old regime. I will come back to that old regime and new regime. If I cover that tax portion initially, you will not have any much interest for that. Everybody is waiting for tax now. So that's why I want to ask other things, then I will come to the tax. Okay. Next. Now direct tax proposal. This is a matter of concern for everybody now. So, in one day, 72 lakh returns have been received. It is a record. Nearly 7.5 crores returns are being, individual returns are filed in India. Whether all of them pay tax? No. Nearly only 1 crore of people only returns, they pay tax, remaining either refund or below taxable or claiming rebate or one or the other thing. You are aware under old regime, there are three things. One is deduction, exemption, next is deduction, third is rebate. Exemptions, PPF interest, exemption. Sukanya Samriddhi Nidhi interest, exempted. Agricultural income, exempted. But if it is clubbed, then it will be taxable. That is a different issue. So, all these exemptions will come first. After exemption, then it is a gross total income under the 5 heads of income. Gross total income, chapter 6A deduction, 80C, 80D, 80E, all these deductions will come. These are all the popular sections. 80C maximum only 1.5 lakhs. It is like a buffet lunch or a buffet breakfast where you have 30-40 items but you can eat only 3 or 4. 3-4 item ತಿನ್ನುವಾಗಲೇ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿ ಬೀಳ್ತದೆ. You can't eat other things. So that is the situation. So now they have not revised anything under old regime. Even the ceiling of, now what is the tax exemption limit now? For old regime it is still 2.5 lakhs. They have not enhanced. Senior citizen it is 3 lakhs. Then 3 to 5 lakhs, 5%. If your income is less than 5 lakhs, then you will get rebate and you do not have to pay tax. Once it increases 5 lakh 1,000, then you have to pay from 2 lakh 50,000 or senior citizen from 3 lakhs. Correct. Then 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, 20%. 10 lakhs and above 30%. This is the old regime where you can take all the deductions. If it is salaried or pension, standard deduction you can claim. Then 80C deduction 1.5 lakhs. housing loan, negative income. Earlier any amount used to claim, now only 2 lakhs per annum. Then mediclaim 25,000 or senior citizen 50,000. Correct, no? That is a deduction. Then 80 education loan interest payment. Then other 80 CCD is that NPS contribution maximum up to 50,000. That if you do 2 lakhs, even 80C 1.5 lakhs, this 50,000, this 2 lakhs also straight away you can claim under NPS. But if you have other deduction, NPS alone, stand alone separately, that is 80 CCD only 50,000 is the deduction. After all these deductions and whatever set up under this, what is that, housing loan and all, housing loan repayment principal amount, it will also come in the 80C. Then registration and stamp duty for the purpose of purchase of house or flat, that is also coming under 80C. Then whatever amount comes on that, straight away this I told 5%, 20% and 30%, then surcharge as applicable. Earlier what was there? Up to 1 crore there was no surcharge. In all the cases they enhanced the limits. But what they did was, they reduced that 1 crore limit to 50 lakhs. Surcharge started from 50 lakhs. So upper middle class people, it was a blow. That has not been set right in this budget. Now the surcharge starts from 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs to 1 crore, 10%. 1 crore to 2 crore, 15%. 2 crore to 5 crore, 25%. Above 5 crore, 37%. Old regime, no change. Even 35%, there is no change for old regime. But for new regime, now they have brought another dynamic, this deduction, that is from 0 to 3 lakhs, nil. 3 lakhs to 6 lakhs, 5%. 6 lakhs to 9 lakhs, 10%. 9 lakhs to 12 lakhs, 15%. 12 lakhs to 15 lakhs, 20%. Above 15 lakh, 20%. Of course, if you don't make any savings, if you just pay tax, really it is the lowest tax across the globe. If you have 9 lakhs income now, your tax liability is only 45,000, 5%. Can anybody imagine? People having 9 lakh rupees tax income, if you pay 5%, 45,000, 8 lakh, 55,000, you can do as you like. Plus, the standard deduction of 50,000 that has been introduced to this new regime also. That means if your income is up to 7 lakhs, even though these tax rates are there, here 5 lakhs in old regime, rebate will come. As per new regime, if you have income up to 7 lakhs, you can claim rebate. Income up to 7 lakhs plus this 50,000. Okay. If you have pensioner or salary, 7.5 lakhs, there is no tax is to be paid. Remaining as per the rates as I have told, but no other deductions, no exemptions, nothing is allowed. So choice is yours. And with effect from next year, earlier by default it was a old regime. If you want new regime, you have to select. But if you get from next year means not current year, next financial year means subsequent year, then by default it is a new regime. By default it is a new regime. If you want old regime, you have to select. Please bear in mind. One. Second thing is, in case of person having business income, he can only once select old regime or new regime. Once he selects one particular regime, only once he can come in reverse gear. Second time he cannot come in reverse gear. Only once he can come in reverse gear. But salaried and those who don't have business income, other income, every year they can calculate as per the tax as per the old regime, tax as per the new regime, and any number of times you can come in reverse gear. People having business income, they can come only once in reverse gear. They cannot come more than once in reverse gear. So why I am talking about this reverse gear, people can easily remember. Even family pension scheme, earlier old regime 15,000 rupees standard deduction was there. Now old regime it is there. New regime also, like this 50,000 standard deduction, that 15,000 standard deduction has been continued in new regime also. Okay. Then agniveers also they have done some, I don't want to cover now because no agniveers are here. Okay. See, these are the tax rates which I have explained. So now surcharge also it is only for, and one thing I would like to say, this rebate under section 87A, no, 87A, rebate 5 lakhs or 7 lakhs. Rebate is applicable only for resident individuals. For non-residents, it is not, rebate is not applicable. They can't claim rebate. NRIs or non-residents, it is not applicable. Only for resident individual. Okay? Clear, no? Next. Comparison of deductions, exemptions under old and new regime. See, all these things I have made it a beautiful this. I have already explained. It is not necessary to again explain. Okay, next slide. Okay. Now, what you have to do is, every year what you do is, if you don't have business income, you calculate under new regime, calculate under old regime, whichever is beneficial for you, you avail that. That is a simple thing which you can do. Next, how much how much tax you are saving and all that. Okay. Next, proposal to tax high value insurance purchases. I have already covered now. Next, this is the most rigorous thing which they have introduced this year, matter of concern. Suppose if you want to go for foreign tour, Thomas Cook or Nirmala Travels or some agency, package tour. If you book, suppose from here, Singapore, Malaysia and Macau, 4 nights, 5 days, total 2 lakhs package, they tell you. No problem, you can book. But here, earlier 5% was the TCS, the chart you showed. Chart. Earlier 5% of the TCS without any threshold limit. Even 50,000 package means 5% TCS. What is TCS? It is very simple, I will tell you. If you have bought car 10 lakhs and above value, you are aware about this. Correct? If anybody has bought any car 10 lakhs and above, you are aware about it. Suppose you are buying one car, Hyundai Creta, Vasan Shetru manne tekondidare. 15 lakhs is the car value. Correct, no? Okay. For 15 lakhs car value, above 10 lakhs, 1% TCS. That is 15,000. What they do is they give the invoice, pro forma invoice, or insurance, extra fitting, registration, blah blah blah. ಆಮೇಲೆ TCS ಮತ್ತು 1%. ಆ 1% 15 ಲಕ್ಷದ ಕಾರಿಗೆ 15,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. Then your PAN number they will take, they will upload this TCS in the 26AS, it will appear. If you are entitled to pay tax, it is as good as TDS or advance tax, it will be deducted. If you are not liable to pay tax, you can claim refund. In this foreign tour, what happened? 5% was earlier. Okay? Without any threshold limit. Now they have made it 20%. 2 ಲಕ್ಷ. ಈಗ ಯೋಗೀಶ್ ಆಚಾರ್ ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್. ಅವರು, ಅವರ ಮಿಸ್ಸೆಸ್, ಅವರ ಮಗ, ಅವರ ಸೊಸೆ, ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು 5 ಜನ ಒಂದು ಫಾರಿನ್ ಟೂರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಎಣಿಸುವ. ಎಷ್ಟಾಯಿತು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ? 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಯಿತು. 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆದರೆ 20% TCS. 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಪುನಃ 12 ಲಕ್ಷ ನೀವು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. 2 ಲಕ್ಷ TCS. They collect. Then you have to claim refund or you have to adjust for your income. But this 20% is too harsh. Maybe because many people, by evading taxes, they were doing this foreign tour. ಎತ್ತಿಗೆ ಜ್ವರ ಬಂದರೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆಗೆ ಬರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್. ಬಟ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೀ ದಿಸ್ 20% is too harsh. Okay, 20% TDS is there, for non-residents is there. For residents itself 20% TDS I am hearing first time. That is a very ridiculous. Your property transaction 50 lakhs and above, it is only 1%. Of course, NRIs it is 20%. If it is long term, short term it is 30%, because if they run away, then how they to catch hold of them, because they are not in India. But here, this is the discouraging all these foreign tour operators. Of course, Indian tour operators, it is a sugi. Now under tourism sector also, they are making now 50 new tourist destinations. They are improving also tourism sector, because tourism sector is the untapped sector in India to full extent, where employment generation can be manifold if they invest in tourism sector. If you maintain like in abroad, that is clean toilets, clean facilities, clean roads, all the facilities they do, tourist inflow will increase from abroad also. Even here domestic tourists will also increase. Almost all the hotels, see after COVID, there was a pent up demand in tourism activity, no hotel rooms. Even you ನೋಡಿ, almost all hotel rooms pre-COVID and now 20 to 30%, in some cases 50% there is an increase in tariff. Even airfare, there is an increase in tariff. You might have seen. So this please bear in mind. TCS ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ಲ, what you can do is you can book only flight ticket, go and fro. There you can plan your going how, where and all. ಅದು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಲಭ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಯುರೋಪಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಎಗ್ ಅಂದರೆ ವೆಜ್, ಮೀನು ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಚಟ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ವೆಜ್, ಸಮ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಇನ್ ಟೂರ್ ಆಪರೇಟರ್, then jail food I know some high, he will make all the arrangement. Then whatever food, because they will go in group, no, on Gujju restaurants will be there, and some other restaurants will be there, South Indian restaurant, they will prepare. So and so people come in group, no, according to that they prepare. Otherwise it is very difficult, and it is like deposit only. What you can, instead of keeping money in bank deposit, you keep there with interest, they will give back. That is the only situation. Then here, for other foreign remittance, in case of education loan, okay, 0.5% of the amount in excess of rupees 7 lakhs, up to 7 lakhs remittance, it is not there TDS, but in excess of 7 lakhs, even if you take education loan, it is 0.5%, proposed no change. And for the purpose of education other than above, that means above 7 lakhs, and even for medical treatment, I don't know, many people ಅವರು ಶೋಗ ಎಂತದ್ದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಸಿಂಗಾಪುರ್, US, that are all they are conducted. For medical treatment also, that 5% of the amount in excess of 7 lakh, that TDS was there earlier, it has been continued. This is the major change in your TDS remittance. Next, taxation of REITs and InvITs. I think here anybody has invested in REITs and InvITs? Very lucrative investment actually, REIT and InvIT. Only few, handful of people are there that even trust. Real estate investment trust. Suppose if you want to buy a property in Mumbai, minimum 25 crore, 50 crore, किधर से लाएगा? So what you can do is, instead of that units you can buy, those real estate investment trust, they will buy, they will let out, or they will make money. For them it is tax free. When they declare it as a dividend or a rent or interest or any other format, then it is taxable in the hands of person. In most of the cases, intelligent people, what they used to do, वो ब्याज में ब्याज आएगा ना, मत दे, वो उधर ही इन्वेस्ट करो. They used to do that like that. Okay. So that in such cases, they are saying now, if it is or it is told as a portion of the company as capital or debt repayment. Earlier they used to show it as some people they used to say as a debt repayment. Debt repayment means it is not taxable. But now that debt repayment is also now taxable. But for REITs and InvITs it is not that, that is only for unit holders. Next. These are the REITs in India, Brookfield India Real Estate Trust, Embassy Office Parks REIT, then Mindspace Business Parks REIT. Next, InvITs also, only I will take another 5 minutes and close. Then 15% concessional rates for new manufacturing cooperative societies. See earlier, new manufacturing companies, if companies starting newly formed companies, if they undertake manufacturing, they are given concessional rate of 15% provided other incentives, deductions, exemption they should not take. But cooperatives, they are bringing in the same line of corporates, companies. So cooperatives also, if they start new manufacturing units, there also it is 15% tax rate under section 115 B, A, E. Okay. Next. Indirect tax proposals. Certain items became cheaper, certain items became dearer. So what's become cheaper, what has become dearer, we can make out. Then MSME sector over. Next. Now you can go to hits and misses. This budget is a very vast subject. So, but I think I could cover all of the highlights. See, top hits and top misses. That is 2,200 crores, high value horticulture. That is a hits. 50 destinations to promote domestic tourism hit. 50 additional airports, heliports, aerodromes, and identified 100 fresh projects. That is hit. Income up to 7 lakhs without any single rupee tax. It is a hit. Miss. No change in tax rates for old regime for taxpayers. It is a miss, no, for them. Then no increase in ATC limit, no increase in ATD limit, no increase in basic exemption limit. Even this 3 lakhs only for new tax regime, not for old tax regime. Then TCS on foreign remittance and tour packages, as I already mentioned, 20%. It is too harsh. Imported automobiles, including electric vehicle, will attract higher values. If you import the cars directly, then it will be miss. Then housing sector, worst hit in present scenario. No new incentives, no PM Awas Yojana, that EWS, MIG, LIG, all these subsidies were there. At least they could have retained for EWS in the last budget, it was not there. Economically weaker section, LIG 1, LIG 2, at least they could have retained some interest subsidy. It is not there. Then that 45 lakhs, that affordable housing, that also benefit 1.5 lakhs. That is all, because now their clear intention is to shift from old regime to new regime, so that old regime will have its natural death. That is the intention. Then next, standard deduction in new regime also there, old regime also there. Then senior citizens, that additional 50,000 was there in old regime. For new regime, there is no distinction between senior citizen and other citizen. Okay. Then surcharge rates only for super rich 37 to 25%. Surcharge rates for individual not related, which affects the upper middle class, as I already mentioned. Hike in presumptive taxation limits. Now that presumptive taxation limits, in case of up to 2 crores, 1 crore was there, that has been increased to 2 crores for business, and professionals 50 lakh was there, that has been enhanced to 75 lakhs. Okay. Now 2 crores has been revised to 3 crores, 44 AD, And here 50 lakhs to 75 lakhs. 44 AD means if you have total receipts, ಈ ತರಕಾರಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ, ಮೀನು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬುಕ್ ಸಿಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಫಾರ್ ದೆಮ್, if there is cash based transaction, 8% of the total turnover. If it is with banking channels, 6% of the total turnover. If they declare, they can simply file under the presumptive rate of file. And professionals, doctors, engineers, architects, interior decor, various things, they have to declare 50% of the profession, chartered accountants also, 50% of whatever receipts. That is the minimum if they have higher income or higher. Act is always protecting the revenue. Okay. Now that has been enhanced to 75 lakhs, but provided 95% of the receipt should come from proper banking channel. Income good. So if it is above 95%, less than 95% is for banking channel, that cash portion is above 5%, then this is not applicable. Then startups. So this incorporation date has been extended to up to 31/3/23 was that has been enhanced to one more year for getting exemption of startups under section 80IA. That was there for 3 years out of 7 years. That has been enhanced to 3 years out of 10 years. Now carry forward loss also for startups. So earlier 7 years, that has been extended to 10 years. Then impetus to green mobility by exempting from customs duty on import of capital goods. So gold and increase the import tax on silver, gold and precious metals. So next, higher capital expenditure investment for housing, infrastructure, railway announced the budget, which are positive. Steel mills and cement makers, it is beneficial. And increased tax on specified cigarette about 16%. That is natural calamity contingency, national contingency duty, 16% added for smokers. Adu 16 alla 50% ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ smokers will not live. Then 350 billion rupee investment in energy transition and carbon neutrality initiatives. So next, outlay for PM Awas Yojana being enhanced 66% over the last year, that is 79,000 crore, but that is housing for poor from government, but that subsidy is not there. Okay, next. Last ಚುಟುಕು, ಬಜೆಟ್ ಮಂಡನೆ ಎನ್ನುವುದು ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ದತ್ತ. ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಬೇರೆ, ದತ್ತ ಬೇರೆ. ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ದತ್ತ ಮಂಡನೆ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಬಜೆಟ್ ಮಂಡನೆ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ದತ್ತ. ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ 1ರಂದು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಚಿತ್ತ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಸೀತಾರಾಮನ್ ಅತ್ತ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅಂದರೆ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಬಜೆಟ್ನತ್ತ. ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆ ಉತ್ತುಂಗಕ್ಕೇರುತ್ತಿದೆ ಉನ್ಮತ್ತ, ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಲಿದೆ ಸುತ್ತ ಮುತ್ತ. ಭಾರತ ದಾಪು ಕಾಲಿಡುತ್ತದೆ ಆತ್ಮನಿರ್ಭರದತ್ತ, ಆಗುತ್ತಿದೆ ಭಾರತ ಸದೃಢ ಸಶಕ್ತ, ಮುನ್ನುಗ್ಗುತ್ತಿದೆ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆ ಅಮೃತ ಕಾಲದತ್ತ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದುಂಟು, ಇದು ಬಜೆಟ್ ಆಗುವ ಮುಂಚೆ ಆದರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು 2030ಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾರತ ಹಾರಿಸಲಿ ವಿಶ್ವದ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಯ ಬಾವುಟ. ಅದುವೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಸೆ ಆಕಾಂಕ್ಷ ಉತ್ಕಟ. ಬೆಳಗಲಿ ಭಾರತ ವಿಶ್ವಗುರುವಾಗಿ ಸತತ, ಆಗಲಿದೆ ಇತರ ದೇಶಗಳು ತಟಪಟ. ವಿಶ್ವದೆತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾರುತ್ತಿದೆ ಭಾರತದ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಯ ಬಾವುಟ. ಸದಾ ಇರಲಿ ಕೇಂದ್ರದಿ ಮೇಧಾವಿಗಳ ಸಂಪುಟ. ವೈರಿಗಳ ಅಸೂಯೆ ಆಗಲಿ ಧೂಳಿಪಟ, ಹಾರಾಡಲಿ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಗಾಳಿಪಟ. ಏಳಿರಿ ಎದ್ದೇಳಿರಿ ಭಾರತೀಯರೇ ಪಟಪಟ, ಏಳಿರಿ ಎದ್ದೇಳಿರಿ ಭಾರತೀಯರೇ ಪಟಪಟ. ಪಡಬೇಡಿ ಎಂದಿಗೂ ಸಂಕಟ, ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗಲಿ ವಿಶ್ವಗುರು ಮುಕುಟ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್